Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any will help the channel grow, and they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, in our last episode, we were, for lack of a description, mucking around with some expansion to use up some time. Because we do still need to complete our tier 4 project assembly parts. We are very, very nearly there now. But yeah, we're getting those all sorted. Now, what we were working on though was getting some form of automation for our smart bullets or smart ammo rounds sorted out. So here we are at the gun factory, or not the gun factory, but our weapons factory. Where we are going to be trying to get that all sorted out. So, here we have... Why is this awesome sync not turned on? Why is it not syncing that ammo? Okay. Because there's no power there. Why is there no power here? This was all working at one point because, you know, clearly it's backed up. Okay. Is this whole floor balked? That's got no power. None of this floor has power. How long has none of this floor had power? Why do I feel like it gets it from this lift and we broke it at some point? Do we have power now? We have an increase in consumption but no power. Okay. Something's gone funky here. Why do we have no power? So here's problem 1 of the day. Why no power? Let's see. Have you got power? You have power. You're connected to the main grid. And then we've got power here. I can hear stuff going on that floor above. Okay, well, I mean, let's do that to connect the lift to power. But then we're going to have to go up. Okay, that floor has power, but apparently it doesn't have a lift stop. And now this floor has power again. Cool, so you're now sinking all that ammo. Okay, fine. So that's at least getting that started up again. What did we do? We must have taken out this lift shaft at some point. But I don't think we've got any stairs to get to this floor. Which is very dark. Okay. So we're going to have to go and put a... Yeah, because you're... What even was that trying to handle? Oh, sulfur. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, we need to put lights in all of here. Because that is very dark, and that's going to be something we have to try and work on. So, let's just run in. We'll go and put our lift back in, because I think there's an opening in this floor somewhere over here. Or did we actually manage to close it all in? Because I remember closing that bit in. That's the logistics floor. So in theory we want to go up one from here. We want to get in this side here somewhere. Which it does look like we managed to seal it all in. Okay, that's fine. We'll just take this roof out for a second. And then put it back. Okay, so these guys are all going. You're not going because you're all full. Yeah, full of ingots. That makes sense. That's fine. Right, okay. But all of this is actually still running. It's just incredibly dark in here. Okay. So we're going to need a floor in here. Where are we? There we go. Lift floor stop. Pop it there. cool. Okay, so now we've got a lift floor stop. Which is something, but wow, is that dark. Okay, yeah, we're going to want to set some lights up at some point. Right, that's going to cool the lift. But for right now, we want to really try and sort out our automated... Oh, ah! Wow, that is... Right, cool. Turn that off, now we're back outside. So, this is all now flowing again, which is going to let all of that start flowing again. It's going to take a while for that to clear in theory. Seeing as, you know, that is actually producing enough to keep all of this fed, and now we're sinking all of it. Right, that's fine. Yeah, because we had to put a second one down there, didn't we, to sink extra. Now, where is this all actually getting... Ah, that's where it's getting fed into. Okay. So then, we want to go transport. We need a drone port. And then we need a drone. I didn't bring enough radio control units with me. I didn't think about that. Okay. Awesome shop it is, because I'm 257. Who's 257? Hang on. Okay, weird. Right. We need stuff and we don't have the tickets on us. That's fine. We've got some here. I really wish I could split the tickets, but it won't let me. Yeah, I'm going to take all of them out there. Right, okay, so we then need parts. We want the... Where are they? Radio control unit. Because that is faster than going all the way back.
Confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fixed stock value.
Right, cool. That's now got that. We need some power. Right, let's cut that power line. Just pop it back in there to keep everything flowing. We're going to put that one over there. Okay, so now this is going to be... What is this going to be? This is going to be high-speed connectors in for guns. Okay, cool. And then we need to put some fuel in so it can get going. This port is going to be connecting to high-speed connectors out, and it can refuel itself from the other side. So that should let it get going. It's got power. What's wrong with it? Not enough fuel. Wow, it needs even more fuel than that. I'm surprised at that. It's not actually going that far. There we go. Oh, 53 per trip and only put like 50 in it. That's... Okay, fine. I get that. Right, cool. So that's going to start coming through, which now means we can bring these out of here. Now, we're not going to be bringing very many through. So what I'm thinking we do is we bring this here like that. You're going to make me the homing ammo. So it needs 50 rifle ammo a minute. Fine. It's going to need those high-speed connectors. And then we'll give you your own feeder like that. We may as well line it up nicely. You're going to feed this. How much are you going to make a minute? 25 a minute. That's fine. We don't need a high rate for that. And then we're going to want one of those on that side. Feed that in so we get that nice and done. And then here we're going to want a smart splitter. And then we're going to want just a conveyor merger on there. in like that. And then that's going to be overflow. Forward is going to be any. Cool. Nice. So that should be all that done once we get the high-speed connectors, you know, coming in at a decent rate from over there, because that is going to take some time to do, because it's going to work its way through the backlog. In the meantime, you're still syncing all of this now. But I mean, there's so much there to try and sync. Like, I'm tempted to try and get a shot of these, but I mean, that's going to clear the backflow. We are already doing that somewhat somewhere down below, so that's fine. Okay, cool. So that's now going to, like I say, start working through that, which is not a problem. It's going to sort of stack out there, which is fine. Upgrade this to a Mark 5. Because, you know, why not? I mean, that might mean that we're not having to have the second awesome sync as much, but, you know, we'll wait and see. Because we got the Mark 5 belts, so we may as well use them. Cool, I can see we've got 3 of our 4 project assembly parts all up and spec'd. That's excellent. Okay, I've missed something somewhere. Where is the... Is it there? Yeah, it is. A tiny little bit there. Now we put the smart... Actually, I'm just going to clear that entirely, because that's getting way too complex for this point here. Right. In like that. We'll put the smart splitter there. Give you a Mark 5 as well. That's then going to be our overflow. Right, why is this... So that's flowing straight through. I mean, that looks like that is flowing straight through, but then why is it stopping here? Maybe we need to move this further back. Maybe we put it like here. Try and tidy it up a bit. Alright, put that like that. And then again, this is going to be overflow. Right, why is that not... Why is that not sending... Oh, because I've done it the wrong side. That's the overflow side. That'll do it. Cool, okay. Right, do let me know in the comments if you guys were shouting at me about that and using the wrong side to overflow. Okay, cool. So you're now waiting for your high-speed connectors, that's fine. You don't have any yet, so you're just burning fuel. Well, that's fine, arguably. Because that's going to pick up fuel from... the other side. Excellent. Can I now... No, I've not... I need a printer token to put some back. Right. Cool. That's that then done and dusted. Let's go back and see how we're doing on the other side to check what's going on with the silica, to make sure that we've not burnt through all of that, though I don't think we have, even with the overclocking the high-speed connectors. So I'll catch up with you guys when we are back over there. Okay, so here we are back at the supercomputer facility, which looks properly backed up now. So that's got tons of high-speed connectors in there. I mean, in theory, at some point, these guys are going to properly back up, and then everything's going to start heading out, which will be kind of okay. But the silica is completely backed up as well. Okay. So, what do we do? Wow, we're at quite a positive bit there. Okay. So, are we struggling with anything? No. Which means I think we can overclock this one too to try and get that going a bit further as well. Because, you know, we may as well increase it further. I just didn't want to push it, but it doesn't seem to be a problem for us, so we can get that done. It looks like we're having a trouble over here again. Is that our aluminium casings? Because if so, we're going to have to do something about that. It is. Okay. Now the casings are coming in from round here. And they're coming in... Yeah, so you're full, so that's fine. Which means it is just this lot coming in, and you're bringing in 300. That doesn't seem like a lot. What's going on with the aluminium again? Right. So that means we've got a problem on that front, so we're going to head over there and have a look. So I'll catch up with you guys when we're at the aluminium facility. Okay, so here we are. Let's have a look and see what's going on. So that aluminium seems like that's flowing at a good rate. Fine. That's all running. Though I will admit we don't seem to have quite as much flowing as we were before. And everything up here is almost running. Okay, so that is... Yeah, that is because we've met the throughput capacity. Like, we're using all of that aluminium that we can. And we're still not quite feeding enough. Now, how much are we actually making? And I bet I've not got the stuff on me I need for what I want here. Where are we? Yeah, I don't have the quartz. And I don't think we've got that on... I love how I've got a rebar gun in here randomly. No, we haven't got that on there. Okay. Fine. Alright, so... that we're making 360. That's fine. We're making a good amount there. Now, if we're sinking any of this... which we are... arguably that means we're using a bit too much. Or we're producing a bit too much. But again, that's working. I would rather just try and get more out. Now, we did sort all of this, didn't we? So these guys are now all working at 100%. Didn't we? Yeah. But I've got a feeling that we're still not actually using all of the bauxite that we are bringing in. So I've just got a sneaking suspicion that if we come down here and we have a look, these guys are still going to be, yeah, stuffed to the nines. Oh, not quite. Interesting. We could throw that in there. Alright. Okay, so you have got some there. You're stuffed to the nines. And struggling to get rid of it all. Okay. Right, we've got a lift over here somewhere, haven't we? Now I know we had all the balancing that we did with all of that to try and make sure it all lines up. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're using everything just yet. There we go, right. So that is flowing in full. That's covering all of those. That's all covering that one. With overflow from over here. Feel like we could put a priority merger up here as well, just in case, just to make sure that this one never runs out as well. Yep, that's fine. And then splitter. Curve that up there like that. Right, okay, so that's just going to make sure that that always stays full should it ever be needed. But effectively, we've got... That is then working at full rate. Okay, so if we wanted to try and increase this, that means we would need to put more of these down. We then need to get more fluid up here. We'd need to sink more fluid. We basically just need to try and expand the whole operation and do more of this as well. Which would be a fair amount of work, but I feel like we might need to try and get it done. Because it just feels like we do just need more of those aluminium casings. Arguably more than the sheets, so I suppose we could just do that at the moment. If we were to come here, take that down, what does that change it? That gives us 30 a minute as opposed to 60. Well, let's just take a couple of these down. Because that's going to send more aluminium ingots that way. Because we're absolutely stacked on the belt, or the what are they called? The outclad aluminium sheets. Now, how many do we actually need over here? So we've got 37.5. Okay. So we need 37.5 times 4. So we only need 150 to satisfy those. Everything else then gets put in the sink. And at the moment, we are currently doing about 300. Oh, it's dropping. Okay. 30, 60, 90. That's 150. Okay, plus another 120, so that's what? 270. Okay. So we've got 270, but that's going to let these guys fill up a bit more. Oh. Did I see an aluminium ingot go that way? If I did, that means... Yeah, okay. So we've turned this down too much. So let's turn that back up. Okay. Because we don't quite want... We don't want to be sending any ingots away. In fact, I'm actually going to cut that now. Because I don't want us sinking the ingots. And that looks like that's holding. Okay. Alright, so that's now got this running faster. So you're now hopefully going to climb on your efficiency because you are getting going there. Which, if that's the case, now means we are at, what's that, 120, 240, 360 a minute. Assuming those guys stay at full speed. Which it looks like they might be. Okay. Oh, we're getting a slight back up there. That's fine, because that looks like that's chugging away and sorting itself out. slightly. Okay. So let's put another one back in here. Because that backup is too much. I don't want it backing up quite like that. Okay, so hopefully we'll now start seeing that clear a little bit. Because that's still grabbing stuff off. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because that's backed all the way up to here now. Yeah, that's now truly starting to cause a bit of a backup. Just trying to watch it, see if that gets any worse. I don't know it is. That does kind of look like it's just about holding the balance there. Okay. We'll see how that goes. But either way, I don't want to be sinking those. These ingots are too valuable for us. Okay, so that's put us back up to 300 on that front. That's holding. We're now at 360 of these a minute. So that should have hopefully increased the output on this one. So that's now getting 334 items a minute out. Still not quite as much as I would have liked to have seen. Okay, so now it's carrying about 400 ingots at a time. Not ingots, but casings. Okay, so it's carrying more casings than it was. Just trying to work out if it's worth trying to take that down. Because if we put that down, that gets another 30 ingots flowing through. I mean, this already needs... Hang on, 90 ingots a minute. Okay, so you have got the right one there. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to wait and see how that unfolds. I don't think we've got a better way around that. Those are our cooling units. That's fine. They're flying in okay. The spares are being sunk. That's okay. You're doing the bottles. Do like that bottle setup we've got, where it is just a nice closed loop and it just carries it around. I think that's a good way of doing it. Okay. It'd be nice to see the other one get full, but I think we're just going to have to handle that as is. Right, okay, so I'm going to go back up the other end, see what that's looking like, and then we'll probably go from there. So I think we'll try and pick that up next episode, where I'm not sure what we'll do. We might try and do something with turbo fuel, but I'm going to wrap up here and say, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, they will help the channel grow. They help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Thank you very much to my YouTube channel members. Your support is very much appreciated. And please don't forget that as a supporter, you do gain access to the save files for any of the open world games I'm currently playing, as well as early access to the videos, so you get to see what's going on before anybody else does. But other than that, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.